Countries that now hate the US more than they did 6 months ago. Oh yeah? Okay, if that's the case, then why did they all vote red, huh? Man, do you know how much you've got to annoy Greenland for them to show data for once? And even the US hates itself, apparently. Okay, that's an early sign of a civil war if I've ever seen one. Not to mention Switzerland as well. It takes a lot for them to hate someone. Why didn't they split Germany like this? A buffer zone between Germany and Poland would have been a great idea. Everyone knows that it's impossible to change Portugal's borders. Just ask the Spanish. 99% of Europeans can't name this US state. Used to be 50% until Brexit happened. Don't say we didn't have an impact. But no, this is clearly Idaho. Most people don't understand how big the USA really is. You know what? I feel like there could have been an easier way to demonstrate this. This is like someone's attempt of building the USA without reading the IKEA manual. Like West Virginia being in Alaska, it's just a little too west, I think. I think there would be a lot of unhappy people if you stuck California in the Great Plains. That's the last place an overpriced coffee shop should be. Florida being in the Alaska Peninsula. Listen, they've done enough damage with alligators, okay? I don't think we need to supply them with Kodiak bears. How does someone look at the outline of Hawaii, then look at the outline of South Dakota and go, yeah, that's a match? Nebraska being in Northern Carolina is a crazy situation. Outer Banks being actually set in Nebraska. They wouldn't be searching for treasure, they'd be searching for a way out of the corn maze, that's for sure. What do you guys think of this? A 3-nation world, huh? All being at the center of Turkey. It kind of made for a shite World Cup, I'll be real, but what part would England be? Oh, we're Greek! Oh, nice. I love Greece. I love their food. Oh, I love how we're still on this circular map. New Zealand still somehow got cut off. 99% of billionaires can name this country. This is how I would divide Europe. Okay, we got the vodka Europe, obviously being Russia and a lot of Eastern Europe. Wine Europe, obviously being a large part of the Mediterranean countries. I'm not sure about North Macedonia, maybe, I don't know. Beer Europe being the UK, Scandinavia and all these other countries. And then finally we got the existence of this fake country as a ridiculous idea and we should stop this madness immediately, Europe. Well, that took a turn. Every bloody time I go on this subreddit, we have got someone claiming that finally world peace has happened. Are you insane? There may be peace, okay, but there'll be plenty of passive aggressiveness going on. These 3 countries should have never been stuck together. Also, I kind of feel bad. Why do Wales and Scotland always get dragged into these situations, huh? I don't know a lot about Eastern Europe, but I refuse to believe that Romania and Bulgaria don't have some sort of rivalry going on. Famous rulers mapped over Europe. Man, I've got to be honest, I feel for Napoleon. Could you imagine being one of the most powerful army generals of all time? And now a lot of people mistake you for an ice cream that's got 3 different flavours? I'd be livid. Population per capita in Europe. Okay, next one. Why don't Chinese speak Chinese? Jeez, man. And I thought the UK was diverse because some people in East London don't pronounce their T's. This is another level. I haven't heard of 99% of these languages. Lolapo, Lipo, Nuso. A large part of China speaks Mongolian. Some even speak Korean. I wonder how many languages the average Chinese person speaks. The average Chinese person likely speaks at least 1 Chinese language. Okay. Thought it was going to be a lot more than that. What's wrong with this map? Is this really the only way we can fit New Zealand in? I wish this was the case, you know. Because if this happened, we could almost get a ferry over to Canada. And there's a piece of land off the coast of Canada that's owned by France. And man, I've always wanted to go to France. Would be the dream, I'll be real. Why is there no bridge to this small island? Are they stupid? Wait, that would be a great social experiment. Because then it'd be like a question of would they actually cross the bridge? I don't think they would. It would mean that they're actually part of our society and would inevitably have to pay taxes. Best friends of each country. Sweden, Somalia, Spain, Gibraltar. They're only saying that because they want them back. Portugal, Russia. Russia, Ukraine. Turkey, Greece. Okay, it just keeps getting worse and worse. I can't even think of who the UK's best friend would possibly be. I don't think anyone likes us. Maybe Portugal. I think they're kind of chill. Breaking news. The Netherlands will flood. That wasn't included in Trump's policies, was it? It was going to happen sooner or later, though. Let's be real. The highest countries in the world. Amount of cannabis uses in millions. I'm a little bit confused here. Bhutan is no way using 3,280 millions of weed. How does that even make sense? I mean, Bhutan doesn't even have a population of 1 million. You're telling me the whole country's white-eyed? I really do think someone's absolutely framed this map. Surely this is talking about the countries at the highest altitude, right? My favourite part of each European country. Damn, that's crazy. Where's England? Where's England? This person clearly doesn't know what they're talking about. I mean, the Highlands have been slandered here. Same with Lapland. Same with Turkey. Like, this coastal area is beautiful. Not even Barcelona? They're tripping. The US by places with similar cultures. Similar cultures or similar weather? What's going on here? Because I'm not sure I've ever heard someone refer to Alabama as Shanghai or Connecticut as Pyongyang. London and Seattle, I mean, what do we have in common? Rain? That's literally about it. In all fairness, if it came down to who could drink more in a pub, I think Kiev and Minnesota would be a good battle. I've never heard someone refer to Dallas as Chongqing. They just about have trains, let alone trains going through buildings. Las Vegas did not plagiarize the Great Pyramids of Egypt and the Sphinx for Phoenix, Arizona to be called Cairo. Outrageous that is. Day one of removing the most upvoted country from the map. Well, you really don't have much choice, really, do you? The fact America gave America a tariff. Damn straight, nobody's safe from justice. Might have to raise that China percentage a bit more as well. Wait, what the f- Hold on, what's going on here? Madagascar? New Zealand actually got put on a map for once and they got misnamed. Crazy. It's not that funny. Unbelievable. Calculator shows the value of your house instantly. Take a look. Oh yes, my favourite states. Pumple. Which state is the cutest? Never in my life did I think I would see a Georgia Stan account. No, Twitter still doesn't fail to surprise me. Hey, can someone tell Georgia to stop being red vote? The bloody election happened ages ago. I am so glad someone has finally mentioned this. What reason could you possibly have to do something like this other than to piss people off? It's like they didn't have the snapping tool enabled when they were using AutoCAD 1854. This will only change when we inevitably get a president that has OCD. Until then, we're screwed.